think losing focus is just about being distracted, no, it's much deeper than that. Most people believe focus is about trying harder, but here's the truth: your brain has its own silent enemies. They don't shout, they don't crash into your day, they whisper. And if you don't spot them, they slowly steal your energy, your drive, and even your joy. Here's the uncomfortable part. After 60, these enemies get smarter. They disguise themselves as harmless routines, tiny, harmless breaks. You take little moments you tell yourself you deserve. But bit by bit, they pull you away from the life you could be living. So let me ask you, what if your focus isn't something you lose, but something that's taken from you without you even knowing? And what if the way to protect it is the opposite of what you've been told your whole life? In the next few minutes, we're going to uncover 3 unusual truths about staying focused that no one talks about, truths that will not only protect your attention, but also make your days feel lighter, sharper. Stay with me until the end, because there's a small, almost ridiculous habit that could be the key to keeping your focus unshakable no matter your age. Let's start with the first unusual truth. Your focus doesn't come from your mind first, it comes from your environment. I know we've been told our entire lives to train your brain, do crosswords, read more, practice concentration. That helps, sure, but it's like planting a rose bush in a desert. The soil matters more than the seed. If your surroundings are noisy, cluttered, or full of tiny interruptions, your brain works twice as hard just to stay present. And over time, that constant mental tug of war wears you out, not because you're weak, but because you're fighting on the wrong battlefield. Here's something fascinating. Researchers have found that simply removing one constant source of distraction from your daily environment can improve your focus more than any mental exercise. That could mean turning off TV background noise, removing unnecessary phone notifications, or even moving your favorite chair to a quieter spot in the house. But here's the deeper layer for us women over 60. Sometimes the distraction isn't a sound, it's a person. And that's where it gets tricky, because setting boundaries with people you care about feels uncomfortable, even selfish. Yet without boundaries, your mental energy leaks all day long. You can't hold your focus if everyone has free access to it. So here's your challenge for today. Find one thing or one person that repeatedly pulls your attention away without adding value to your life. It could be a constant phone call, a neighbor who just drops by, or even a habit of checking social media while your tea is steeping. And then lovingly, firmly remove or reduce that access. Not forever, not in anger, but as a gift to yourself. You'll be amazed at how quickly your brain breathes again. The second unusual truth about staying focused is this: your focus is not stolen in hours, it's stolen in seconds. Think about it when you lose and are scrolling through your phone or listening to someone vent about the same problem for the 10th time. It didn't start with an hour. It started with one small decision. Let me just check for a moment. That moment is the real thief. We like to believe we just drift into distraction, but in reality, there's always a trigger of thought, a sound, an emotion. And if you can spot that trigger in the first 3 seconds, you can save the next 3 hours. Here's where it gets interesting. After 60, our brains naturally process information a bit slower, but our emotional reflexes are still lightning fast. That means distractions often hook us emotionally before we can think logically. For example, a message from a family member might pull you into worry. A news headline might spark outrage. A memory might open a door to nostalgia. None of these are bad, but they all have one thing in common: they pull your focus away from the present. So, how do you defend against a thief that works in seconds? You create a pattern, interrupt a small action that forces your brain to pause and rest into before you give away your attention. It could be as simple as standing up and taking one deep breath before responding. Say it out loud, not now, even if you're alone. writing down the trigger in a notebook instead of reacting to it. The point is not to remove emotion, the point is to stop the automatic handover of your attention. Because here's the truth, a focused life isn't built in massive leaps, it's built in the smallest moments, guarded fiercely. The third unusual truth about staying focused is this: your focus is not just mental, it's deeply physical. We often imagine focus as something that happens in the head, but the truth is, your body is the engine. If your body is tired, tense, or undernourished, your brain can't sustain clarity no matter how much discipline you try to muster. And for women over 60, this connection is even stronger. Why? Because our bodies become more sensitive to subtle changes, hydration levels, blood sugar drops, muscle stiffness, even light and temperature in the room. Here's the shocking part: many women think they have a focus problem when, in reality, they have an energy problem. Your brain is fighting for oxygen, for steady blood flow, for movement, and it's losing. One of the simplest yet most powerful ways to improve focus isn't a new planner, app, or mindset trick. It's movement. Even 2 minutes of gentle stretching, a short walk, or simply rolling your shoulders can wake up your brain faster than a cup of coffee. But here's where the mystery deepens: the more still your body becomes, the easier it is for the mind to wander. And if you've ever sat down to just rest for a while and suddenly lost an entire afternoon, you know exactly what I mean. So here's your focus ritual. Every hour, no matter what you're doing, stand up, move your body, and drink a small glass of water. Not because it's good for you, but because it physically resets the engine that powers your attention. Do this for 3 days in a row, and you'll notice something strange. Your thoughts will feel sharper, decisions will feel easier, and tasks that once drained you will seem almost effortless. And in the final part, I'm going to reveal that almost ridiculous habit I teased earlier, the one that can make your focus practically bulletproof even when life gets noisy, messy, or unexpected. Here it is, that almost ridiculous habit I promised you. It's so simple you might laugh, but it works because it taps into the way your brain is wired. Talk to yourself out loud. Yes, really. The moment you feel your focus slipping, don't just think, I need to refocus, say out loud something like, stay here, finish this first, I'll handle that later. When you speak, you recruit more of your brain, your auditory system, your motor system, your memory centers. It's like putting up a bright flashing sign that says we're staying on track. And here's why it's so powerful for women over 60. As we age, our inner voice can get crowded out by noise, not just the noise of the world, but the noise of years of responsibilities, worries, and expectations. Speaking out loud cuts through that mental clutter like a knife. Pair this habit with the 3 truths we've covered: shape your environment, guard the seconds, fuel your body, and you'll notice something extraordinary. Focus stops being a battle you fight every day and becomes a quiet strength you carry with you everywhere. And remember, this isn't about being perfect. You will still have days where your attention wavers, where life throws a dozen unexpected things at you. That's okay. What matters is that you now have the tools to bring yourself back faster and with more control than ever before. So here's your invitation: start today. Pick one change from what you've learned and live with it for just 1 week. Let yourself be surprised by how much lighter, calmer, and clearer your days feel. Because a focused life isn't built in big, dramatic moments, it's shaped in the smallest choices, repeated over and over until they become who you are. We are Wisdom Recorder, your knowledge source. Subscribe and like for more content designed to help you live sharper, stronger, and more on purpose than ever before.